Australia, a country renowned for its vast landscapes and booming businesses, has difficulty effectively linking its various areas. There is a greater need than ever for a strong transportation system because of the contrast between large outback areas and bustling urban centres. The Inland Rail project stands out as a hope for reform, with the potential to completely transform the nation's freight transportation system. This massive project, which spans thousands of kilometres, intends to close the gap between remote towns and metropolitan centres while promoting development and economic progress along the way. The Inland Rail project will improve connectivity and open up new trade and commerce opportunities by crisscrossing the centre of Australia. It is an example of the country's dedication to innovation and development, since it uses state-of-the-art engineering skills and technologies to get around topographical obstacles. Freight trains will support sectors dependent on effective logistics, create jobs, and stimulate regional development as they travel the whole length of the continent. Furthermore, the Inland Rail project promotes sustainability in addition to being a mode of transportation. It will ease the transition from road to rail freight, which should lower carbon emissions and ease traffic congestion on the highways. This comprehensive strategy highlights Australia's commitment to environmental protection and a more environmentally friendly future. The project also has the potential to improve ties between countries and promote Australia as a major player in the world economy. Local communities stand to gain from increased investment and infrastructure upgrades as construction moves forward. As more businesses and tourists are drawn to the area by better connectivity, little villages along the route have the potential to flourish. Beyond just improving transportation, the project also promotes social cohesiveness and cross-cultural interaction between various areas. In conclusion, the Inland Rail project symbolises Australia's hopes for a connected, sustainable and successful future, and is much more than just a logistical undertaking. The nation's landscape, economy and society will be permanently altered as building progresses and the vision comes to pass, influencing future generations. Stretching more than 1,700 kilometres, the Inland Rail project is more than just a railroad. It's an essential lifeblood that runs through the centre of Australia, connecting Brisbane's vibrant city to Melbourne's booming metropolis. But what drives this enormous project ahead, pushing it beyond simple infrastructure development, is the issue that needs to be answered. The Inland Rail project is fundamentally motivated by a vision of economic development and connectedness. The goal of the project is to create an effective and direct freight route that will connect two major cities and open up hitherto untapped markets for trade, commerce and regional development. It is a calculated investment in Australia's future that will unite disparate communities and across geographic gaps. Furthermore, the Inland Rail project is an example of a dedication to sustainability and creativity. It aims to transform logistics by lowering carbon emissions, easing the burden on road networks, and encouraging ecologically friendly transportation options. It serves as the foundation of Australia's freight transport network. Through the adoption of state-of-the-art technologies and superior engineering, the project establishes new standards for productivity and resource management. Moreover, the Inland Rail project is propelled by a deep comprehension of the country's changing requirements and obstacles. There is a greater need than ever for dependable and resilient infrastructure in an era of growing urbanisation and population expansion. The project intends to future-proof Australia's transportation network, guaranteeing its flexibility and resilience in the face of shifting conditions by foreseeing future trends and adopting a long-term view. Fundamentally, the Inland Rail project represents a vision of development, interconnectedness and sustainability that goes beyond its actual dimensions. As it steers towards a better and more connected future for future generations, it is a monument to Australia's aspiration, resiliency and inventiveness. Improving Australia's freight transport network's sustainability, efficiency and connectedness is the main goal of the Inland Rail project. Our objective is to decrease traffic on roadways, shorten transit durations, and stimulate economic development in neighbouring communities by establishing a specific freight corridor. One of the main goals of the initiative is to assist Australia's rapidly expanding agricultural industry. Farmers and producers can more easily access both domestic and foreign markets if they can transport bulk goods like grain, cattle, and produce more effectively. For us, the Inland Rail is everything. It creates new avenues for our produce to more quickly and affordably reach markets. It's revolutionary for local economies such as ours. However, undertaking a project of this magnitude has a unique set of difficulties. There have been challenges along the way, from traversing different landscapes to addressing social and environmental concerns. Although there is no denying the advantages of the Inland Rail, we must take precautions to lessen its environmental impact. It is crucial to safeguard delicate ecosystems, conserve wildlife habitats, and honour Indigenous cultural history. Understanding the value of cooperation and consultation, the project team has been collaborating extensively with stakeholders, landowners, and Indigenous groups to make sure that their concerns are taken seriously and that their voices are heard.
We've been super lucky to have met a lot of the guys that work at Inland Rail. We've definitely had an increase in business.
The Inland Rail project is moving along steadily in spite of the obstacles. A number of the rail line's parts are now under construction in Queensland and New South Wales, while other sections are already operational. An important investment in Australia's future is the Inland Rail project. In addition to producing thousands of employment during construction, it will help future generations economically in the long run. Australia is becoming more connected and prosperous as freight trains start to travel along the completed parts of the Inland Rail. Unlocking Australia's potential is more important than simply establishing a railroad, as stated in Inland Rail, connecting communities, driving growth, and paving the way for a brighter future. So, thank you for watching.